Midas got gold. Y'all see that? If you would consider taking me back as a client. Cassandra's like, what? The way you dropped me? Absolutely not, Midas. Midas is getting his makeup done. He's gonna ask Chandler if she's heard of anything about what's going on. Midas is going to do the death scene. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today with another fairy tale adventures. This is Midas King's story. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. I'm starting this episode with Midas and a fan did find their way to their back porch, which I don't know why she's leaving through the house, but Midas is gonna go and take a bath. We're gonna speed up his slow celebrity walk. Goldie is in the house, and we left off on a pretty tense moment because Goldie thinks that Midas is cheating on her. She does. She saw Midas looking at the videos on his phone. She can honestly say that he did look surprised, but she just feels like he's surprised that it's there and that it's online. She's cooking Helica because we are also finishing up cozy celebrations. Midas has a plan. Who is this? I have no clue, but we're gonna, I guess we'll do a friendly, cheerful introduction and just say hi, how are you? Because he's just talking to us about stuff regardless. So we might as well. Now Midas is in the tub, living up to the king that's in his name. He is taking an oatmeal soak. And after this, he is gonna go order some facial mask from the computer and get a little rest, I think. The maid is in the house too. Someone's calling Goldie. Oh, I heard you became friends with Monica Lopez. She's pretty cool. Yes, she is. We really like her. And we're going to be calling her soon. We are for sure going to be calling her. Goldie's eating. Midas can purchase facial masks. We're definitely going to get some gold masks. And he doesn't like the sun, and we'll get a few of these. Midas is talking to this guy too. I mean, he's just in the house. So Goldie is actually finished eating, and yeah, Midas is gonna come because usually on Fridays he tries to play his guitar if he hasn't had a chance to do so. And Goldie is just going to watch him. You know, his back is turned. He doesn't know that she's come back in the room and is listening. Goldie's kind of smiling. She's flirty because even though she's upset about what's going on, at the end of the day, she's really happy that she's pregnant, and she is most upset about him not being happy about the pregnancy news. And so because of that, she's feeling like, is he not happy because he's been seeing Eva a long time? Because they worked on a little small like commercial project together. This guy, I mean, okay. I mean, I guess we could just become friends. Why not? And she is actually looking for somebody to be friendly with. So I think she would share the news of being pregnant. Indra does gardening work, and he was trying to see if they had a garden in this giant place because they do have this greenery and things, but they've already got somebody to maintain that. Now Midas is coming over to kiss Goldie because he has yet to say anything about the scandal, but he's just decided that I'll act like everything's normal. But as soon as he sits down, Goldie gets up, but Midas is going to follow her to try to get his kiss, and he definitely called her like, Goldie, slow down. She's like, Midas, speed up because honey, you're walking so slow. But she reached in first to give him the cheek kiss, and hopefully that appeases him. Our goals for the episode are as follows. Midas is going to first invite Cassandra over before he addresses anything with Dion because he's pretty sure he knows where those pictures came from. He wants to see if Cassandra would be willing to take him on as a client again. He doesn't think that that necessarily means friendship, but if she would just consider taking him on as a client again. At this point, he knows a lot, but he definitely cannot represent himself. He doesn't even have time to. So that's goal number one, talk to Cassandra. Now, goal number two, and not in this order necessarily, but goal number two is we're going to go to work with Midas. You know, he still wants to be a top-notch global celebrity. He wants them to know him because Midas is pretty popular in Del Sol Valley, Tartosa, Ciudad Enamorada, like the worlds that are kind of built for actors. I see Cassandra, and he's going to immediately greet her. He's going to ask her some questions, but while she's coming over, let's finish our goals. He wants to be known worldwide, so I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll definitely go to work with him. And also, he's going to confront Dion. That's number three. And the biggest goal for me and most important is that Midas and Goldie are going to have a talk because she is planning to confront him. Oh, that's not the final goal, but that's another goal. Also, he's going to invite some of his co-stars over because he needs to get to know them for this role. Now, he's really nervous about that because Eva would have to be included in it. If she's not, the paparazzi would catch on immediately. Midas asked Cassandra about her career, and she said, you know, I'm not working right now. She did start her own agency. It was doing very well, but she is kind of like taking a break. And he said something like, you know, you should have worked harder. And she's like, I've been successful. I've, in a way, retired. What has happened is she's decided that she wants to like build a family, maybe adopt. She hasn't met anyone special, but she's like, work isn't everything. Haven't you learned that yet? And it's a whole argument. And so Midas is just saying things he should not say. He's like, I feel like you could have done more. Cassandra is just looking at him because you fired me as your agent for absolutely no reason. No reason at all, Midas. And she's hot, like she is mad. And she's laughing at him because he was like, I just wondered if you would consider taking me back as a client. Cassandra's like, what? The way you dropped me? Absolutely not, Midas. Absolutely, I would not. And Midas is like, we were best friends, and you could give me this chance. And Cassandra's like, exactly. We were best friends, and this is what you did to me. So you know what? You figure out what you're trying to do, because I'm not going to be a part of it. And she means it. She's going to say, maybe you should stop focusing on working out and working and trying to be more, Midas. Maybe you should focus on Goldie. Because Cassandra quickly let him know, I saw, and I know. And Goldie's like, what's going on? What is it? What in the world's happening? Midas is like, nothing. I just wanted to apologize to Cassandra. And Cassandra's like, that apology didn't go so well, did it? And Goldie's her buddy. You know, they are good friends. I do know that Goldie does not like what Midas did to Cassandra. No, we're not finna do this. She trying to give Midas a massage because she wants to like warm him up, but he's got to get to work. Let's go. Midas is on set and he's going to come over because he did hear that Ava was not going to be the co-star, but that she got a lesser role. So all of that drama ended up being for nothing anyway. But this is going to be his co-star. Her name is Anaya. He's going to see if they can rehearse the scenes before it's time to get started and before he gets dressed. And she's like, shouldn't you be dressed by now? And he's like, let's just kind of run the lines and then I'll get dressed. Now, one thing on set, Midas is a professional because Midas is going to perfect his lines and his roles. So they're just going to kind of run the lines. Then Midas does need to go ahead and get to hair and makeup. He might as well get to know Anaya. They're going to practice this action scene, but one thing is he's not really taking to her yet as far as a co-star. He thinks Eva is a better actress just from the little scene they did together. He likes her execution better. I think we're going to go ahead and get to hair and makeup. So Midas is going to do that because he feels like it's kind of pointless to do this with Anaya. He does think Eva should be the co-star, even though that would cause him more trouble in the long run. Midas is upset because he would never cheat. Never. He don't even like people touching him. And Anaya did, and he's upset about it. Midas is getting his makeup done. He's going to ask Chandler if she's heard of anything about what's going on. And of course, she's like, absolutely. And Midas hates this look too, but he's got to be this pirate. He's like, yeah, have you heard anything? And, you know, I'm married and I don't want this to be a problem. She's like, yeah, absolutely, Midas. Everybody's heard about it. The producer's kind of eavesdropping in because he doesn't want it to be a problem. Let's get some sleep replacement. Okay, we've got sleep replacement for Midas. He's going to go ahead and drink it because normally he would be going to bed early. He's got his makeup done and hair. Chandler's just telling him, Midas, you should talk to Goldie, and she's going to show him what she found on her phone. Midas hears her. He respects her. She's like, you just need to talk to Goldie because it looks really bad, Midas. Now, this is the director who did let Midas know, I don't want any problems. Then a rare moment of graciousness, Midas is thanking Chandler for doing such a great job on his makeup and hair. Let's get our costume on because we kind of been wasting no time around here. Because we do need to complete the performance. So Midas is going to step up and they're going to measure him to make sure his costume still fits because the tailor has told him that he looks like he's built some muscle. So this is his pirate outfit. Eva was supposed to be his love interest in this pirate movie. Midas is going to go to the restroom, wash his hands. Then we're going to come over and introduce ourselves to the other director. Of course, there are multiple directors, as we know. And this director is actually a fan. He's going to say, hey, I'm ready to go when you are. I think I've got my look. Midas is ready. He looks like a whole new Sim. The director has told him that they're going to start with a scene where he's lost his love interest and he's going to shout about it and be very upset. Midas is not gonna do a safe scene. He's gonna just stick it out and keep it risky. He's gonna give everything to it. And he's like, I don't know how to tell you, we lost her. And he's like, you lost her? What do you mean you lost her? You need to find my woman. She's the love of my life. He got that done and he gave a little extra, but not too much. Midas is gonna come over and he's gonna say, ready for this scene and let's go. Did you take her? Because you waited to tell me she was gone. And he's like, no, do not make me get physical. And he just did the safe fight scene because he hasn't done a fight scene with this actor. Midas did not want to push it. So now he's got to do a scene where he goes to take over the ship because he's not the lead captain at this time. He's going to turn the wheel hard and go to get the love of his life. He's kind of feeling this scene because of Goldie and where he thinks they are, even though they haven't talked about it. Now at this point, they're going to jump to the end of the movie because, you know, you don't film the movie in order. So in this scene, he has rescued his lady love and they're going to share a drink. They're going to toast to her being safe. And you know, later he's going to take her in his arms and give her a big kiss. Now, this has been another point of contention. Now, Goldie had never been a jealous scene, but Midas promised her when they met that he would not do nude love scenes. He has been doing them. That's one way that his portfolio got so high. Now, she doesn't mind kissing because she's not jealous and she's realistic, like he's an actor. That's a part of his job. But he had promised, and she knows plenty of famous actors who have made it without doing those types of scenes. This movie does have one of those scenes. He's going with it. They are not filming that right now, though. He is going to perform a death scene because at the end of this movie, he does die. Midas is going to do the death scene and he feels like he nailed it, and the other actors on stage think so too, because in the end his lady love poisoned him. So he did complete his day on set. He's just gonna come over and get to know Anaya a little better, their rapping scene. She's learned that he's a foodie. But these are the last of the shots. Midas got gold. Y'all see that? That's a wrap. Midas has finished all his scenes. The crew is shutting down and the footage is being sent to editing. We earned 6,550 simoleons and we earned fame. So we're gonna go home. Midas is home and Goldie is as well. She is not feeling the greatest tonight. She's feeling cold in the house. So Midas is gonna come in too because the temp has dropped here and it does that. He's gonna make it warm in the house. Goldie is gonna take a shower and Midas is going to eat. He's been avoiding Goldie and he knows it. Midas is talking to Goldie like, hey Goldie, what's up baby? I did great. I finished rapping. He got a message. It says, hey there Mr. King. We felt you should know your performance was being heralded as spectacular. We honestly can't believe you're still with us, a legend like you. Not to be unprofessional, but do you think I could get your autograph sometime? That's his agency and they're the ones that Dion is over. So even they can't believe Midas is still dealing with them. My acting gig went great. He's complimenting her too. And Goldie is like, Midas, I know you're about money. You want to be famous, but did you sleep with Eva? Midas is like, what? Like, no. And he immediately grabbed her up and hugged her so that she wouldn't be mad. So Goldie is like, Midas, you don't even want our baby. He's instantly upset. And what she's going to say is, Midas, you're the father. You have to be a dad now. And she's going to tell him, you're going to go to counseling with me, Midas. And that's that. And they're going to go right now, like early morning hours. They're back from counseling and Midas did not feel like the counseling session was helpful. She's like, look, please, I just want you to be the best dad you can be. And Midas is like, I don't know, I can try. They went to the early parenthood class. Midas thought the class was fast and he didn't get as much information as he hoped, but it was helpful. Midas is going in and Goldie too. She's got some things she wants to do. He did just look at his phone and found out that some more fake information has been leaked to the press. And now it's talking about he hates cats and dogs. It's really crazy that these things are happening. And as you can see, his good reputation is taking a hit. He did get some good news. He's heard some rumors of good news. So Dion has showed up with Eva. Goldie is just trying to keep her cool because Midas is acting like she doesn't know anything. Cassandra Prim would like to come over and hang out. Is that okay? Sure. Because maybe she's changed her mind about some things, but Midas is going to have everybody come chat here. Midas is sitting here with Eva and they're just kind of looking at each other and she doesn't know what to say about this. Cassandra is also outside. She's gonna come join into this conversation too. They are all kind of sitting here talking. It's a meeting of the minds because Midas is like, hey, Cassandra, Dion is gonna try his best to change the subject because he doesn't want anybody talking about any of these things. So he's gonna turn music on and he's like, hey, let's dance, let's dance. He's like, let's dance, everybody. And Midas is like, you think we just gonna be dancing here? You expect me to be a robot? You expect me to just what? To just be... And Midas is changing his personality type. We've gotten the sweater and the autumnal wreath. Midas, he apologized to Eva and she told him it's not your fault. I don't know why they got out there. And Midas is like, Dion, did you decide to do this? Did you decide to go out there and put this out there? And he's like, what do you think I am? Some kind of frog? Some kind of sleazeball? And Midas was like, who else would know? Midas is telling Dion, I have a wife and you're trying to ruin my relationship and I feel like you did it. And Dion is like, I didn't do it. But if I did, didn't it work? Didn't your career improve? And he's like, what do you mean my career improved? I feel like my life is going to be a mess. I know that girl, she just hasn't said anything. And Dion's like, you're worried about the wrong things. He's like, did you know you just got moved up? You moved up the ladder to silver screen icon. You are now known everywhere in Sixum. And Midas is like, oh, really? And he is so crazy that made him happy. And I don't know what made Dion change clothes that quick, but Midas is like, the way you think is crazy. I mean, I'm happy about the promotion. And he's like, yeah. Dion's like, this is what you wanted. That if you went to Sixum in space, anywhere you go to Sulani, everybody knows your name. There's not a place you can fly where people don't know you. He's like, I'm bored with this. I've done what I need to do for your career. They are just arguing, and Midas is so upset. He's like, I wanted to do more roles with music. I want to do what I want to do. And Dion is like, you wanted your name to be Gold. And he's like, maybe you girls should leave or we should dance. Midas doesn't care. He's like, I wanted roles with music. I wanted to do what I want to do. And Dion was like, no, you would have stayed over with Cassandra. You wanted everything. You touched a turn to gold, and that's what I've given you. So what if your wife gets mad? And Midas was like, are you listening to me? Do you hear yourself? Because none of this means anything without Goldie. And he's going to stop arguing because Goldie has come and sat down because she's not going to be left out in the cold anymore. She wants to know what the heck is going on. But the argument is getting worse. But Goldie is like, Midas is just going to tell Ava bye. Goldie is like, oh my gosh, are you talking to her? And now their relationship is strained. Just that quick. Midas and Goldie seem to have hit a rough patch in their romance. They have a strained romance dynamic and will gravitate towards mean socials as a result of the tensions they're currently facing. Luckily, they'll still be able to work on their dynamic to fix things when the time comes. I would say yes, right now they are strained. And Goldie cannot believe it. She's even thinking about, since they left Pomerang, Midas is looking at Ava thinking, if I wasn't married, she probably would be my type. And Goldie's like, are you looking at her? And Goldie saw Midas break boundaries and she would divorce him if it happens one more time. And that is crazy because right then, Leanne called and said she wanted to let Midas know that Alan and her broke up. That's one of his friends. Goldie's gonna tell her to leave just because she needs to have it out with Midas. And she's feeling like it's been forever since they have been together romantically, even though they just got back from vacation. And she's like, Midas, how could you do this to me? I'm pregnant with your baby. Now you don't want the baby. You don't want anything. Midas is like, why are you acting like this, Goldie? I wasn't flirting. I was just apologizing to her. She's just listening to him, but she's like, why? Why were you apologizing to her? And Midas is like, I don't know. And where did she come from? Just leave, girl. And Goldie's like, Midas, I love you. And she's doing it flirty because she's getting his guard down. You see their romance, right? And their friendship dropped. And they've always been great friends. She's like, I saw the story. And Midas is like, I've got a good explanation for that. Like, she's upset. And she's going to be upset for a couple days. Goldie, I didn't cheat. I never would have thought you would have cheated, but now she's wanting to be romantically reserved. I think no, I don't think she should. She should not change who she is any more than she has. Goldie has made a lot of sacrifices for Midas. Even this house, she did not want a house like this. And then she's going to tell this guy too, because he's still lurking around the house and she did not know it. But she's going to tell him out too, because she knows that he's a part of their problems. But she does feel like Midas was cheating now because she felt like he was flirting with Eva right there. And Midas says he wasn't, and he wasn't, but he did check her out. And that was the wrong thing to do. I want to say it was kind of innocent the way he did it. In a way it was innocent, but Goldie is now going off on Dion. Like, she's telling him, you've been flirting with me, you have been trying to talk to me, and I know you are behind helping my husband with this bad behavior. Now, she doesn't know Dion set her husband up, but she thinks that he intentionally put him in situations to be a cheat. So right now she's feeling like Midas, if he's not cheating, he's doing something similar. Like, he's even changing clothes over here, and she's just gonna tell him. Goldie doesn't curse a lot, but she is enraged, and she's just gonna tell him, get the bleep out of my house. She's like, get the beep out, get out. and she's gonna go to the restroom and try to calm down. She's just gonna take a drink of water because she just needs to get calm. And then she is gonna try to go to the restroom because Midas has gone and decided he's gonna work out. She's gotta calm down because her blood pressure is getting high and she's pregnant, and that is not a good thing. And Midas is feeling kind of bad about this, and he's feeling butthurt. He's gonna boil this kettle for Goldie. He's thinking like maybe I should just get some sleep and maybe things will be okay. But for now, Goldie's gonna claim the sleep pod because she feels like she deserves it. And she's gone from enraged to very angry, and I think that's important. And we're gonna get some hot cocoa with marshmallows. It's been cold lately, and maybe this will help us. We'll get this hot cocoa tray because that didn't count. Oh, you can do a bunch on here. So let's do peppermint hot cocoa, I think. And that peppermint hot cocoa looks pretty interesting. We'll go watch a channel because she did go ahead and get this art TV that she's wanted that Midas did not want. Midas is wanting to talk to her, but he better go to sleep. He doesn't know that she's gonna sleep in the other room. So Goldie's gonna go ahead and write down some things that she's been thinking about because she's been on this search for her family and it's just not been fruitful. She's still feeling very angry and she's just kind of blocking her feelings out while Midas is asleep because of course he went to sleep. And we did get the grouch trade, so that's wonderful. What Goldie wants to do is actually video chat. Oh, it's too late. We could try though with Monica. I'm gonna call her kind of late, like, girl, I'm so sorry. She'll call back. She wasn't trying to disturb her peace at all. So she's just gonna spend some time on the computer because there's nothing else for her to do. She's just kind of wondering because now she's gonna sleep in the other room with the pie because she's an expectant mama and she feels like she deserves to have the best place to sleep. And she's not gonna sleep in that bed with Midas at all. As Goldie researches genealogy, this is going to be about where we leave our episode. Midas did get a call and woke him out of his sleep from Dion, and he's telling him about another gig he's gotten him. He's going to be auditioning for a medieval piece because he had wanted to do like a western, but that's not something that Dion approved of. When we come back, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be going to have Midas audition. We will see what happens with Goldie and Midas because she's now sleeping in the room. She's still in her first trimester, I believe. We want to see where we're going with this story. What is Goldie gonna do? Will she figure out if she can trust Midas? How is Midas going to make Goldie trust him again and really earn their trust back? So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and until next time, remember, keep swimming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.